Leash pulling is one of the most frustrating problems dog owners face. You step outside for what should be a relaxing walk, but within seconds, your dog is yanking you in every direction, chasing birds, sniffing every pole, lunging toward other dogs. You feel like you're just holding on for dear life instead of actually enjoying the walk. And if your dog is big and strong, leash pulling can turn into a real safety issue. But what if I told you that you can fix leash pulling in under 8 minutes? It sounds impossible, right? The truth is, most dogs pull simply because they've never been taught how to walk properly. They pull because it works. Every time they tug forward, they get to where they want to go. So today, I'm going to show you exactly how to stop leash pulling fast and turn your dog into a calm, focused walking partner. Before we jump into the fix, it's important to understand why dogs pull in the first place. Unlike humans, who naturally walk in straight lines, dogs walk with a purpose. They follow their nose, their instincts, and their excitement. The biggest mistake people make is unknowingly reinforcing pulling. Think about it. When your dog pulls forward and you keep moving, they learn that pulling gets them what they want, so they keep doing it. If you've been dealing with leash pulling for months or even years, don't worry. Your dog isn't being stubborn or trying to dominate you. They just haven't been shown a better way to walk. The key to stopping leash pulling is simple. Pulling never works. That means the moment your dog starts pulling, you stop moving. No exceptions. If your dog tries to drag you forward, plant your feet and wait. Don't yank the leash, don't yell, just stand still. The moment your dog looks back at you, even for a second, praise them and start walking again. If they pull again, stop again. This teaches them that pulling gets them nowhere. They'll quickly realize that if they want to move forward, they need to keep the leash loose. Before you even start walking, you need your dog's attention. If they're already distracted before you leave the house, they'll definitely be distracted outside. So here's a simple exercise to get them focused on you. Start indoors or in your backyard where there are no distractions. Hold the leash and stand still. Don't call their name. Don't make any noises. Just wait. The moment they look at you, even for a split second, mark it with a yes and reward them with a treat. Repeat this several times until your dog automatically checks in with you. This simple exercise creates a habit. Your dog will learn that paying attention to you leads to rewards. Once they're consistently looking at you indoors, it's time to take it outside. Now that your dog is more engaged with you, it's time to go on an actual walk. The stop and start method is the fastest way to teach loose leash walking. Here's how it works. Start walking with your dog on a loose leash. The moment they start pulling, stop immediately. Stand still and wait. Don't say anything, just wait. The second your dog turns back toward you, mark it with yes and reward them. Resume walking. If they pull again, repeat the process. At first, you might feel like you're stopping every few steps. That's normal, but within minutes, most dogs start realizing that pulling doesn't get them anywhere. Instead, walking nicely next to you is what makes the walk continue. Some dogs are so excited that stopping alone isn't enough to break their habit of pulling. That's where the turnaround trick comes in. Start walking, and the moment your dog pulls, immediately turn around and walk the opposite direction. Don't drag them. Just change direction and encourage them to follow. The moment they catch up and the leash is loose again, reward them with praise. Keep repeating this every time they start pulling. This method teaches your dog to pay attention to where you are going instead of trying to lead the walk themselves. Dogs learn best when they're rewarded for the right behavior. If you only correct pulling, but never reward when they're walking nicely, they won't understand what you actually want. Keep small treats in your pocket or a treat pouch. Every time your dog walks nicely beside you on a loose leash, praise and reward them. If they keep the leash loose for a few steps, mark it with "yes" and give another reward. Slowly increase the number of steps before rewarding. Over time, your dog will realize that walking nicely earns them rewards, while pulling gets them nowhere. For many owners, leash pulling isn't just about excitement, it's about distractions. If your dog goes crazy when they see other dogs, squirrels, or people, you need to train them to stay focused in those moments. Here's a simple exercise. As soon as you see a distraction ahead, increase your distance. Don't wait until your dog is already pulling. Get their attention before that happens. Ask for a simple command like "sit" or "look at me." Reward them for staying calm. Gradually decrease the distance over time as they get better at staying focused. The key is to train before they get overstimulated. If your dog is already lunging and barking, they're too distracted to learn. While training is the ultimate solution, using the right equipment can make a huge difference. Front clip harness. A front clip harness gently redirects your dog's movement when they pull, making it harder for them to lunge forward. Head halter. This gives you more control over strong dogs, guiding their head so they can't pull as hard. Standard leash, 4 to 6 feet. Avoid retractable leashes. They encourage pulling because they teach dogs that pulling extends their freedom. No matter what equipment you use, it's just a tool. The real solution is training your dog to understand that walking nicely is the only way forward. Now that you have all the tools and techniques, let's put them together in a simple 8-minute training session. Start in a quiet area. Reward your dog every time they look at you without being called. Begin walking. Every time they pull, stop and wait. Reward them the second they check in with you. If they're still pulling, change directions every time they tug. Keep them guessing and engaged. Now walk normally, rewarding them for every few steps of good behavior. Gradually space out rewards. By the end of 8 minutes, your dog will start understanding that pulling doesn't work, but walking nicely does. Leash pulling doesn't disappear overnight, but if you use these techniques consistently, you'll see huge improvements in just a few walks. The key is to never let pulling work. Every single time your dog pulls, stop. Every time they check in, reward. Over time, loose leash walking will become a habit. If you found this guide helpful, be sure to share it with other dog owners who are struggling with leash pulling. And remember, training takes patience, but the results are worth it. A calm, well-behaved dog on walks makes every outing more enjoyable, not just for you, but for your dog too.